The story of NASCAR begins in a surprising place. It starts not on a racetrack but on dusty back roads. During Prohibition, making and selling alcohol was illegal. Enterprising individuals known as bootleggers saw an opportunity. They made their own whiskey, often called moonshine, in hidden stills. Then, they needed to transport it to customers without getting caught by the police. This risky business required fast cars and skilled drivers. These drivers became local legends. They took ordinary cars like Fords and Chevrolets and made them faster. They tuned the engines for more power and speed. They also strengthened the suspensions to handle heavy loads of illegal liquor. These cars needed to be quick and agile to outrun the law. The drivers developed incredible car control skills. They navigated treacherous mountain roads at high speeds, often in the dark. After a successful run, these drivers often gathered. They would talk about their cars and their daring escapes. Naturally, they started to wonder whose car was the fastest. These early, unorganized contests were the raw, thrilling precursor to modern NASCAR. After Prohibition, the informal racing continued, but it was chaotic. Races were held on various tracks, from beaches to dirt ovals. There were few consistent rules or safety standards. Purses were often small and sometimes promoters would disappear with the money. Drivers faced inconsistent judging and dangerous conditions. The sport was popular with local crowds, but it lacked structure and legitimacy. It needed someone with a strong vision to bring order and growth to this burgeoning passion. That person was William Bill France Sr., a mechanic and occasional racer himself. Bill France Sr. moved to Daytona Beach, Florida, in 1935. He saw the potential in stock car racing. He believed it could become a major professional sport. However, he knew it needed a governing body. He envisioned an organization that would create uniform rules. It would also ensure fair pay for drivers and provide a safer environment for competition. France was a determined and persuasive man. He began talking to other drivers, car owners, and promoters about his ideas for a unified racing series. The pivotal moment came in December 1947. Bill France Sr. organized a series of meetings at the Streamline Hotel in Daytona Beach. They discussed the problems facing the sport and the need for a national sanctioning body. On February 21, 1948, the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, or NASCAR, was officially founded. Bill France Sr. was its first president, guiding its early development with a firm hand. In the earliest days of NASCAR, the term stock car was taken very literally. The cars that competed were, for the most part, the same models that people could buy from a dealership showroom. Popular choices included Ford Coupes, Oldsmobiles, and Plymouths. The rules initially mandated that cars be raced almost exactly as they came from the factory. This was a key part of the appeal. Fans could see cars very similar to their own family sedans battling it out on the track. It created a strong connection between the spectators and the sport. While modifications were strictly limited, some changes were permitted, primarily for safety and durability. Teams could reinforce the chassis to withstand the brutal conditions of early tracks. They often removed unnecessary parts like rear seats, hubcaps, and headlights to reduce weight. Basic safety features such as rudimentary roll bars and seat belts began to appear. The idea was to test the skill of the driver and the inherent performance of the production automobile. The engines in early NASCAR vehicles started as genuine production units. Teams would take an engine directly from a passenger car. The initial focus was less on outright power, and more on making these engines last through a grueling race. Early tracks were rough, and races were long. Reliability was paramount. Mechanics would meticulously prepare these stock engines. They ensured every component was in perfect working order. They used the best oils and fluids available to them. The goal was simply to finish the race, as many cars would not. As the sport grew, teams began to explore ways to enhance engine durability and performance. One common early modification was replacing 2-bolt main bearing caps with stronger 4-bolt caps. This helped to stabilize the crankshaft and connecting rods at higher revolutions per minute, or RPMs. This allowed engines to be pushed harder without catastrophic failure. Other tricks included careful balancing of rotating parts and minor improvements to airflow. These changes were often subtle, aimed at gaining a small but significant edge over the competition. No history of NASCAR would be complete without acknowledging Bill France Sr. His vision and determination were the bedrock upon which the sport was built. He was more than just a founder, he was a promoter, a rule maker, and a driving force for decades. Richard Petty, known universally as the King, is perhaps NASCAR's most iconic driver. His career spanned several decades, and he amassed an incredible record of 200 Cup Series victories. Petty, with his signature cowboy hat and sunglasses, was a fan favorite. His famous number 43 car, often painted in distinctive Petty blue, became a symbol of NASCAR excellence. Dale Earnhardt Sr., the Intimidator, carved his own legendary path through NASCAR. Known for his aggressive driving style and his black number 3 Chevrolet, Earnhardt captured 7 Cup Series championships. His tragic death in the 2001 Daytona 500 was a profound loss for the sport. In the 1990s, Jeff Gordon burst onto the scene and helped propel NASCAR into a new era of mainstream popularity. Young, articulate, and immensely talented, Gordon appealed to a broader audience. His rivalry with Dale Earnhardt Sr. was legendary. Figures like Gordon, Petty, and Earnhardt, along with the foundational work of Bill France Sr., shaped NASCAR into the spectacle it is today. Paint to performance: the art and science of car design. In the early days of NASCAR, the appearance of the race cars was straightforward. Most cars were hand-painted, often in single, solid colors. Numbers were typically applied with brushes or simple stencils. Sponsorship was minimal, usually limited to local businesses. The focus was on the mechanical aspects of the car, not elaborate aesthetics. However, even then, certain teams and drivers began to adopt signature colors. These simple schemes helped fans identify their favorites on the track. As the sport grew, so did the creativity in car designs. Iconic paint schemes emerged that became instantly recognizable. Richard Petty's Petty Blue was one of the first and most famous. Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s black, silver, and red Goodwrench Chevrolet became synonymous with the Intimidator. Jeff Gordon's Rainbow Warriors DuPont scheme and later his Flame designs were vibrant and eye-catching. These designs were more than just paint. They were symbols. They represented the driver's persona and became powerful marketing tools for sponsors. The late 1990s saw a significant technological shift in how NASCAR cars got their colors. NASCAR. Today, technology, expansion, and new thrills. Modern NASCAR is a world away from its humble beginnings on the beaches of Daytona. The cars themselves are highly specialized racing machines. While they might carry the branding of Ford, Chevrolet, or Toyota, they share very little with their showroom counterparts. These next-gen cars, introduced recently, feature advanced aerodynamics, sophisticated suspension systems, and numerous safety innovations. They are designed for incredibly close competition at breathtaking speeds. Cutting-edge technology permeates every aspect of contemporary NASCAR. Teams employ armies of engineers and data analysts. They scrutinize telemetry from every practice session and race. Sophisticated simulation software helps optimize car setups for different tracks. Wind tunnels are used to perfect aerodynamic efficiency. Even driver training incorporates advanced simulators. This technological arms race pushes the boundaries of automotive engineering. The sport has also expanded significantly beyond its original Cup Series. NASCAR now sanctions several other national and regional racing series. The ever-changing Clash, a microcosm of NASCAR's evolution. The Clash, an annual preseason exhibition race, has a rich history within NASCAR. It began in 1979 at the iconic Daytona International Speedway. Originally known as the Busch Clash, it was an exclusive event. Only drivers who had won a pole position in the previous Cup Series season were invited to compete. This made it a showcase of the sport's fastest qualifiers. For many years, the Clash served as an exciting curtain raiser to the NASCAR season. It provided fans with their first taste of racing action after the winter break, all on Daytona's famous high banks. For over 3 decades, Daytona International Speedway was the traditional home of the Clash. Fans grew accustomed to seeing this sprint race kick off speed weeks leading up to the Daytona 500. The event became a fixture on the NASCAR calendar. Its format sometimes changed, but its location remained constant. However, NASCAR, always looking to innovate, began to consider new possibilities for this special non-points event. The recent transformation of the Clash has been bold and exciting. NASCAR's enduring legacy and future. NASCAR's journey from dusty backroads and informal beach races to a globally recognized motorsport is a remarkable American success story. It began with the rebellious spirit of bootleggers. It was then formalized by the vision of Bill France Sr. Over the decades, it has grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry. its cultural impact extends far beyond the racetrack. The heart of NASCAR lies in its dedicated fan base. Millions of fans flock to races each year. They create a unique and vibrant atmosphere with elaborate tailgating parties and unwavering loyalty to their favorite drivers and teams. This deep connection between the fans and the sport is a key element of NASCAR's enduring appeal. The accessibility of drivers and the sense of community at the racetrack foster a strong bond.